The year is 1840 and the Oregon Trail has been explored to its end at the Pacific Ocean. The Willamette Valley is being settled by thousands of families in search of a better life. Life was rough on the trail to this frontier paradise. Natives, disease, wildlife, and the elements guarded entry into the bountiful land. Many who braved the journey died trying. Others stopped and settled in towns along the way. But a strong, brave few were determined and courageous enough to see it to the end. But life still wasn't so easy once they made it to the fabled land. It was rife with hardship. The economy wasn't yet established, so trade was difficult. Naturally, port cities like Stumptown, later to be named Portland in commemoration to Portland, Maine, became increasingly populated, while other areas throughout the New World remained harsh and untamed. Disease and ongoing conflict with the natives remained a constant threat to the lives of the brave souls who made it this far. But no man could have foreseen the new threat rising up, one whose evil belly began to ache for new prey in the near south of the Promised Land. As the settlers worked for a brighter, more free and prosperous future for their kin, a different breed of humanity writhed at the thought of any such future. They wanted subjugation, villainy, and carbon emissions laws. These men were, in English, known as Californians. While modern man enjoyed the prospect of freedom and independence, the Californian despised the concept. He wanted collectivism and dependence on a central government power. Armed heavily with their liberal arts degrees and communist writings, they promised peace and prosperity to the occupants of the Oregon Territory, with offers of universal basic income and rent controls. Naturally, the Pilgrims to their north had no concept of such things. They rejected the Californian tribe's peace offerings and chose to rely on their own means to achieve their prosperity. Enter Chief Gavin Newsom. With his doctorate in political theater and minor in failed state government technique, he devised a plan to take over the fruitful lands over time from within. He would send his war chiefs, better known colloquially as social justice warriors, one at a time up the interstate to settle the lands. They would pose as Oregonians and vote in the local elections the same way they voted in the dumpster fire they previously inhabited. Over time, the Oregon Territory would operate just the same as California did, forcing most Oregonians out of the homeland that they had stolen from the indigenous collectivists. Over the course of several decades, the California tribe's land would stretch all up and down the Pacific coastline, and so would their terrible fiscal policies. The plan was bulletproof as well as bulletless. You know, since the Californians had voted away their rights to own firearms. Well, Chief Gavin's plan worked. The once green state of the Oregon Territory now runs blue with the tears of the men and women who gave their blood fighting to make their new homeland a place that the generations after them could live in and enjoy. We can still see the scars of the fight for political independence all over the state. Stragglers still remain in the Badlands of Oregon, scattered about in areas where not even the bluest hairs will dare venture. But even those brave men and women are fighting to join certain parts of Oregon with the Idaho Republic today. The rest of the Oregonians have fled to other distant lands. Texas, Tennessee, Montana, and the Florida Republic are among the most popular destinations of asylum seekers. Those once brave souls were forced into retreat by their relentless militant neighbors to the south. But the California tribe's hunger has not yet been satisfied. They continue their campaigns across the Union. The same war book, the same strategies. They are enacted in those faraway territories that the Oregonians are fleeing to. Chief Gavin Newsom had sworn eradication of the Oregonian tribe and their way of life. One day he might actually get what he wanted. So if you live in a town, city, or state that is housing Oregon refugees, please be kind to them. They didn't want to be forced out of their homeland. They would love nothing more than to see their state return to its beautiful previous self. But watch your backs. The Californians are still hunting them. They will not stop until they are extinct. You and your families just might get caught in the crossfire. If you love your homes, you must remain on guard and watch out for Californians marching on your horizons. If you enjoyed this totally true historical thrill, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Bad History Facts, where we delve into history each and every weekday morning.